Okay, so I want to talk about the Ultimatum. And if you haven't watched this show, basically in this show, every couple has been issued an ultimatum, someone in the couple, where either they marry or they move on. And the conceit of the show is that you kind of switch partners and have a trial marriage with someone and then go back to your original partner and kind of retest the waters, see how you feel. But I read that you worked on season 2 of this show on the casting team. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
About working on the casting side or about the experience itself? Very different, very different experiences.
Totally. Yeah. How about we start with your experience on the show and then casting the show for season 2?
Oh my goodness. I mean, just as chaotic as what we've seen. You know, I don't know. I mean, there's different flavors of chaos, but I think just as chaotic and like heightened emotion and roller coaster emotions and just a wild, wild time. Some of which really, really fun and some of which really not fun, you know? Would I do it again? Immediately, no. Do I regret it? No, I don't regret doing it. But yeah, I don't
Do you feel like you learned something about watching yourself like on the show and maybe how you like navigate relationships or navigate your own like emotions?
Sure. You know, I think you watch yourself by yourself, right? And then you watch yourself alongside discourse of the public. And that is really confronting. And there's some of which I felt inclined to defend. And then there was some of which that I was just like, well, you're not wrong. I know that editing comes into play, of course, but like what people's general takeaway was sometimes wasn't wrong. And that was really hard to confront and sit with, you know?
Yeah. I always found that interesting, the difference between that experience and then Love Island, where we're having the discourse in real time, but they're not participating in it in any way, which actually seems really liberating than watching it back in real time with all of your peers and like twitter.com.
Right.
Like that seems, I will say, like a prison.
Yeah.
But how many years are you removed out from this now?
2.
Like, how long has it been?
2 years.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm lying to you. Like 2.5 years, I think.
Yeah.
It feels both as someone who watched every single episode of your season and absolutely loved it, like yesterday, but also feels like, oh wow, that rocked me to my core. Watching Queer Ultimatum.
Hunter was questioning her allyship. She said, I don't know about these lesbians.
I can't stand beside y'all no longer.
I might have to step down. Yeah. She puts her brick on the floor. She's like, maybe it won't be me. But wait, can you also talk to us now on this end of it, working on the casting side, and also maybe what you were looking for when you were helping with the casting process?
Yeah. The casting side is interesting because I got interested in casting because I was the only Black person on cast. And I was like, well, how does that happen? You know? And, you know, previous like experience working in HR and recruiting and all these types of things, I kind of know, or I thought I knew anyway. So working in it now, it was interesting. It's interesting to cast for it now, knowing that the people have seen the show. When I did it, we hadn't seen it. We hadn't seen the straight version. That wasn't out yet. We had no idea. There's a premise that's pitched to you, but you have no idea what it's going to look like. So we didn't have that. And I think the cast now, in my opinion, kind of had like an open book test, you know? So you're looking for people that don't want to be famous, whatever that looks like. People that are actually at some sort of crossroads, people that are in real relationships, like a real couple. And you're trying to weed through that. You know, I remember crazy experience. I was talking to somebody and it seemed like they could have been potentially a fit. You know, they checked the boxes for people that could do the show. And then they break up with their partner and this same person calls me back and they're like, hey, me and old girl broke up, but I have another one I could take on. And I'm like,
I love lesbians.
Wait.
I just do.
Wait, oh my God.
Wait, no. I'm like, no, it doesn't. You can't do that. That's not.
But wait, was there not some small part of me like, actually, amazing TV? Like, it's like, oh my God, lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Like, truly, you found someone who is a star.
I think we need to remember that lesbians can be fuckboys too. Like equal opportunity when it comes to gender here. Like, I'm like, no, lesbians will ruin your life as well.
100%. Yeah.
Wow.
Were there any in the casting process, any specific qualities that you were looking for, or even qualities that were like a big turnoff that you're like, oh my God, red flag, like they are just here to be famous?
Kind of that.
And like
I
would
mean,
not be
people would
cast on the
say
show.
that, you know, which I
Yeah.
get it. I respect it. I get it. Especially in the age of like reality TV now. I get why people might think they want to, you know, like couldn't use it as an opportunity. I get that. But that's something that we don't look for. And there were people that are very honest about that. It's just like, you know, yeah, I want to do it, but also I have this business that I want to leverage and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So
I love when you're watching reality TV and someone's like, yeah, so I'm a singer. I sing, and then like find an excuse to like do a medley over and over and over again. And it's like, so we know why you're here. And the singing career that you're trying to plot is not, no one's picking it up what you're putting
Nobody's
down.
getting
But I will say this cast feels exactly that, very authentic. Their experience seems 100% real. A lot of them seem almost not uninterested in the process, but like having a lot of fear, reservations, and hesitations around doing this in a very public way, and you can sense that. Did you have any favorite couples from this season working on it, or what you've seen so far?
Honestly, not favorites. No, I think I had vested interest in some couples, you know, like, but from a protection standpoint, I think when I think about couples and I think about the couples that are the only of any demographic, I'm like, what are y'all doing? You know, I'm like watching them real close. And I'm like, please, please.
I
Just do the
love
right
what
thing.
you just did there.
You know? And that I think that's natural. Like that just comes up. I think that I was really hoping for all of them that they just did what was true to them and they just like made the best moves, especially under the public eye. You can never predict. I talked to one of the cast members recently and I'm like, I could have never predicted how the public would react to you guys, right? Like, and that's a hard thing. I think I feel not responsible, but I definitely feel really soft for all of them, regardless of what we've seen them do. I'm like, soft heart, because you just can't predict it. You know, the state of the world is wild. You see people are going to take what they're going through and they're just going to have like something new to watch and channel all their shit right at you. And I don't even think they actually mean it as harshly as it comes off. I think it's just a bunch of other stuff going on. And I could have never predicted that the public would respond so like hyperbolic one way or the other. I could have never, you know, that part. Sometimes I sit and think about it. When I see discourse, I'm like, oh gosh, I hope they don't see this, you know?